When a candidate drops out of the race, be it at the primary level or drops out of the race completely, it is often assumed that the candidate ran out of money to sustain the campaign. Is it to imply that the candidate's fund generating capacity takes precedence over their popularity with the voters and their policy stances?
We're talking just about presidential campaigns here. I can talk later if you want about campaigns at other levels of office. But for the most part, the money that a candidate raises for his or her own campaign fund is really a sign of how that candidate is doing. Nobody's going to contribute money to a candidate who appears unlikely to win, but often it is the case that a candidate will show that they're not that likely to win before their money has run out. So in the case of 2024, for instance, I don't have the numbers right on hand, but I don't know that you could look and say Nikki Haley dropped out of the Republican primary because she ran out of money. I think you might look and say contributions to Nikki Haley started to decline as it became evident that she was not likely to win. So the two things sort of go hand in hand. But in terms of, again, of candidate funds, it's not necessarily the same thing. If you go back to 2020, where there were 1.20 Democratic candidates, that campaign was over with so suddenly, so early in the primary season, that many of the people running against Joe Biden had not, in fact, exhausted their campaign funds. Now, again, there are other sort of buckets, you might say, for campaign funding. So independent groups, again, these what are called super PACs, these organizations can, again, they can be flush with money and just decide, well, we're not going to spend on behalf of this candidate, or such a group could raise money very, very quickly on behalf of a candidate. So from time to time, we do see candidates who clearly have no chance of winning, but there is still an outside organization that has its own reasons for wanting to continue to spend on their behalf.